is going on? It's Sheev the Wise. Welcome back to Vader's Lair. Let's get in the lair. Let's preview Book of Boba Fett episode 4. I cannot wait. This episode is gonna be hyped. Let's get in the lair. Let's get it. Because I'm too excited for this. I cannot wait. I'll see you guys later tonight for the watch party as well. As you're entering in, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, it helps a lot. Thank you for doing so. Let's get it though. Boom. Alright, welcome back to Vader's Lair. So, as I said, we are doing a Book of Boba Fett episode 4 preview, and it looks to be the turning point in this show, in my opinion. Now, bear with me here. I know a lot of fans haven't been enjoying this show as much as some fans have been. Let me turn down the music a little bit here. But honestly, a lot of fans have been liking it. A lot of fans have, had little gripes here and there with it. But, other than being super nitpicky or just not liking the show in general, I think most of the fans have liked it, but think that this show has a lot of room for improvements and think that there's a lot riding on this second half. Personally, I think this second half of the season is going to be bonkers. With what we got set up at the end of episode 3, I think there's going to be a whole bunch of craziness, and this episode is going to be the end of the setup. I think the first half of the episode, we're going to get a lot of, the end of the building, kind of more references to that war that Fennec Shand was talking about. I think things are about to go down. So let's get the notes up. Let's talk about episode 3 a little bit, because I kind of want to recap going into episode 4 here. So I just watched episode 3 again, and it was actually my only second time watching it. My other time was watching it with you guys at the watch party last week, so I finally got to watch it for a second time. And watching it over, I caught a few things that I don't know if I noticed on the first run. There was a small kind of thing where you kind of have a dialogue between Fennec Shand and Boba Fett, where Fennec kind of says that the assassins weren't from the Mare, and it doesn't seem as though they were from the Hutts, as the Hutts kind of apologized already for sending Black K, and it doesn't really seem like they would send the assassins and then Black K, especially because the assassins were there before the Hutts even arrived. So who hired the assassins then? And that begs the question. And along with that, the Pikes clearly are working with someone else, and what we kind of have gotten from last week's episode as the Pikes are arriving is that the Mare worked for them, and that there is a bigger power that works kind of even higher than them. With that being said, I think the Niktos possibly could have been set up, going back to last week's flashbacks, as we're going to be calling them here. Last week in the flashbacks that we got, it seemed as though the Nikto gang was the ones that took out Boba Fett's Tusken Raider kind of tribe. And watching it back, and kind of from what I've heard from other kind of YouTubers and creators, it seems as though there's kind of a theory going around that maybe the Niktos were set up. The only thing that Boba had as a nod, or any reference to them being taken out, was the little JL kind of symbol that we saw from him watching in the first episode, as they did that to another group of people. Now, with him beating them up in episode 2, it makes sense that while he was gone away talking to the Pikes, that they could have, taken them out while he was gone, and that's clearly what we kind of see happening. But it's also possible it could have been the Pikes as well, or even someone else that did it and set up that Nikto gang. And even it could even be possible the Pikes hired that Nikto gang, or had them in control of that area and had them take out the Tuskens as Boba was leaving their talk, where Boba kind of talked to them about how it seemed as though they were not willing to pay two groups for protection or for this, safe travels through Tatooine Sands, and they were already paying that Nikto gang. So it's possible, as they told Boba, we're not going to pay you kind of thing, as he left, they also could have contacted the Nikto gang and been like, go take out the Tuskens, here's your chance to do it. That was the bulk of the flashbacks, though. I think honestly this week we're going to get some more, and as we approach episode 4 and have gotten past all these flashbacks. In last week's flashbacks, we actually saw, I believe her name is Mos Pelli, or we saw the lady from The Mandalorian who was like in love with Grogu, right? We saw her with her droids, and it seems as though we're getting closer and closer to the Mandalorian timeline. And I think it's possible that in episode 4 this week, later tonight, we could see it catch up to the Mandalorian, where it could be Din Djarin on Tatooine, where he has to take down Fennec Shand, and she's left for dead in the sands of Tatooine after that other bounty hunter kind of stabbed her in the back, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm excited though. I think it's really, really cool that we could be catching up. I think there's a really good chance that we will be seeing Slave 1 and them trying to regain it by the end of the episode between him and Fennec. And if it doesn't happen this week, I definitely think we're going to see it in flashbacks next week, as we've kind of had that alluded to us in some of the trailer footage that is left. And speaking of trailer footage, I think there's a 90% chance that this is going to be the week we see the Trandoshan or Crime Lord meeting / dinner, whatever you want to call it. The Crime Lord meeting, I think, is happening tonight. Make sure to tune in tonight when we do the watch party, because I think it's going to happen, and you can be here to tell me I told you so if it didn't, and if you think it won't happen. Something else I noticed in episode 3 though is that the Hutts were offered Black K. Basically Boba Fett had kind of offered Black K back to them, but on the grounds that they basically renounced Jabba's familial ties to Tatooine and kind of the Crime Lord throne there, or whatever you want to call the Tatooine throne. And they kind of dodged it after he kind of offered that to them. And so they didn't want to take that, and it seems as though the Hutts are still set up to be players later on. I had been predicting that we would probably see them waiting out as the war kind of takes place, as they want all the enemies to take each other out, and then they're going to swoop in and take out whoever the victor is and be the true victor. And it was funny that I thought about that, and there was actually a small line that nodded to that between Fennec and Boba. And I don't even know if I noticed it in the episode, but I guess subconsciously I must have. I think we're going to see more of the war setup though, and it could be possible we see the Rancor again. Maybe he'll even eat somebody this episode, and I do think within the next couple of episodes we're going to be seeing Boba Fett ride him, and it's probable that we'll see him ride him tonight. Heck, he even could be very prominent in that, Trandoshan Crime Lord meeting that we see. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those dudes ends up in the pit and as a little snack for our newest Rancor friend. So let me know what you guys are most excited for and what you think is going to happen in episode 4. How we doing in the chat? I hope you guys are doing good. Thanks for being here and much love. Let's see. Pelmadi. I always forget her name. Is the Tatooine mechanic's name. Thank you, HOAMC. I really appreciate that. I'm terrible with names sometimes, I swear. Hey, Darth Chaos, my guy. Much love. Star Wars 1995 says dinner scene. Oh yes, I think we're gonna get that dinner scene indeed. Tim says Bosk ? With eyes. So I will say I did talk to Star Wars Meg about this, and she knows a lot about what is happening in this episode, and she wouldn't give me an ounce of it. How dare you? No, I'm just playing. Star Wars Meg, you is a G. But there is supposedly going to be a big cameo character in this episode, and I kind of brought up Boss to her, and she said it's bigger than Bosk. So I'm not trying to hype up this episode too much, but I do think this is the turning point. I think this is the time. It's time. Book of Boba is about to get too hyped, and the fans are going to get unleashed. We're going to be unloosed. I'll tell you that much. Pizza the Hut says your friendly neighborhood Green Bear. No, none of him. We don't want that. My dinner with Boba. Oh yes, I'm going to be having dinner with Boba. Heck, you guys are making me want to get some food on the stream and just not eat anything until later. We'll see. Can't wait to see Bosk. Yeah, so I do think Bosk could be in it. She didn't say that Bosk wouldn't be, and I think there's a very good chance he could be brought in through the Trandoshans. Heck, if not this episode, probably next episode. But I do think it's possible he's going to be in this one. Talking turkey and trying to be leftover. Trying not to be leftover. Hey, Daniel Fisher, you my guy. You know what I'm saying. Peli Motto, yes. Thank you, Star Wars 1995. I'm just awful. Tim says, maybe it's Bosk with the gang. All the OGs. Hey, possibly. I don't know if we'll get all of them right away. Like, I mean, Disney does like to blow their load all at once. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't know if we'll get it all at once. Kylie. Hey. Kylie, big shout out to you because hell yeah. So going into this episode 4 preview, my big prediction for tonight, I'm going to say it now because Kylie already put it in the chat. Spoiler alert, I think Din Djarin could be in this episode. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Hey, Kylie, good on you though. I do think that is almost 90% possible. No, I'm just kidding. I'm throwing out percentages, but I think there's a really good chance Din Djarin is actually in tonight's episode. We already have heard rumors from quite a while ago, and honestly, Din Djarin is probably happening sooner rather than later. He was one of the first kind of cameo characters that we had heard about coming into this show, and I definitely think that we will see him at some point in this show, and it makes a lot of sense for us to see him tonight. As I said, we are catching up in the flashbacks to seeing Fennec Shand being left for dead on the sands of Tatooine. And guess who's involved with that part of the storyline? That's right, Din Djarin. So I think it's possible we could even see Din Djarin in the flashbacks this episode, and that could be as small a cameo as we need for him in here. But I do think it is almost certain we will see him in the present day at some point at the end of the season. And that brings me to something else that I do want to talk about with you guys, and that is the latest Bespin Bulletin article that just dropped a little bit ago. Bespin Bulletin does some great work. There's some pretty reliable people. Of all the people that do kind of scoops and stuff with Star Wars in particular, I think they do some of the absolute best. So I do want to get into this Bespin Bulletin article with you guys here in a minute. But let me know what you guys are saying in the chat, because I do want to talk to you guys for a little bit here. You're crazy, fam. You're crazy, cuzzo. Hey, everybody calling me crazy for saying that we could see Din Djarin, but we could see Din Djarin in the present, in the flashbacks. We could see him in all sorts of possible ways. And maybe it won't happen this episode, and maybe I am crazy. But we'll get into that point. We even saw the helmets of the stormtroopers on the spikes, along with Peli Motto. We saw both of them last episode, and that probably took place right before The Mandalorian, so I wouldn't be surprised if Din Djarin comes swooping in some of the flashbacks in either this episode or next episode. And you already know that we have heard from quite a while ago that Grogu could potentially be in episode 5. We already know that Bryce Dallas Howard is set to direct episode 5, which is the episode that comes out next week. And we've heard rumors that that episode will contain our little green friend, Grogu. Everybody's favorite Star Wars character. That's right, it's possible we could see him next week, and it would make sense if we see Din Djarin and even him in the next 2 weeks. I'm here for it. I think it could be lit. But I'll get back to the chat because I don't want to stray too far before we get into this article. Dude, trust me, bro, says, hope we get Din and Grogu in person overall. Dude, exactly. I mean, how lit would it be? Plus, they kind of, I feel like they're definitely going to, especially because this is a spin-off of The Mandalorian, you know what I'm saying? Just like, it makes sense. Do it. It rhymes. It's poetry. HOAMC says, Din Djarin was kind of foreshadowed in Chapter 3 when we saw the Stormtrooper helmets on spears. Exactly, HOAMC. You're my guy, dude. You're always spitting facts. I mean, HOAMC, I love you, my dude. Big facts. Oh, man. So, HOAMC says here, N1 Naboo Starfighter would cramp Din's style just a bit if that's his new temporary ride. So, this is the Bespin Bulletin article. I'll pull it up here. But yeah, there is reports apparently that we're going to be seeing Din Djarin in a new ship, and it's going to be one of those N1 Naboo starfighter pilots. Ship, whatever they're called. Ships. Let's get into the article though. I do want to talk about it with you guys. It is some pretty interesting stuff, and I do trust Bespin Bulletin for the most part. They did tell us that we were going to get a Rancor in the series, and look at that, guys. We got a Rancor. So let's check out the article. Let's go. Alright, here we go. So, let me move it real quick. Exclusive. Din Djarin pilots a new ship in the Book of Boba Fett. Oh boy, this is where the fun begins, right? So first and foremost, we all know Din Djarin is in need of a new ship following the heartbreaking destruction of my car, because I actually named my car the Razor Crest just a week or two before it blew up in The Mandalorian. So tragically, we all know that the Razor Crest, Din Djarin's previous ship, blew up in The Mandalorian, and it broke my heart. It was the saddest thing. So the question that arises is, how is Din gonna get a new ship? How is he gonna get from point A to point B in the galaxy? And you know, we see Boba kind of ditch him right at the end of The Mandalorian, and obviously they got that cruiser from Moff Gideon, but where's he? How's he flying around now? How's he getting around? So they're hoping here at Bespin Bulletin that they can answer at least one of those questions, and the rumors have been swirling for many months that Din Djarin will be appearing in the Book of Boba Fett, as we were just saying. The rumor originated with Cinelinx, and since then, myself and multiple other reporters, insiders, leakers, whatever you want to call us, and yeah, whatever you want to call us really, have said that we've heard the same thing. So why is Din appearing in the series? I don't know. But it may have something to do with getting himself a new ship. That would be hilarious if they just bring in Din and literally, like, Boba's like, I owed you a ship. I'm sorry about that. That was so British. I've heard at some point Din Djarin will pilot a Naboo N1 starfighter. That's so funny. In an upcoming episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Now, the inclusion of the N1 isn't new news, as it was previously reported in development alongside the Vespas seen in the 3rd episode of the Book of Boba Fett that was released last week, and that came out 14 months ago from another good friend of the show, Making Star Wars, aka Jason Ward. So all of this is coming from very reputable people, and here's that N1 Naboo starfighter that Din Djarin will be flying apparently in the Book of Boba Fett. This is gonna be lit. Oh, this is so funny. It's so great. There's a meme I saw of a Lego Star Wars show or movie or something, and it's on Disney Plus, right? And it has Darth Vader, and he sees the Naboo N1 Star Class fighter ship, and he's like, that's the ship. Man, Din Djarin is gonna flip when he sees this. He's gonna want it for sure. One of the rarest ships in the galaxy, and I mean, who wants the Falcon, the fastest hunk of junk? I mean, look at this hunk of junk, man. Whew. Yellow too. Oh, Meg's favorite color, I'll tell you that. So they go on to say here that they don't know what episode of the Book of Boba Fett Din Djarin will appear. I was told by a singular source that it's either episode 4 or 5, with my personal speculation, keyword being speculation, being the latter. Outside of Din getting to pilot the ship at some point, I wasn't told very many other details. I don't know how Din gets the vehicle, or what he does in the what he does with the vehicle in the series, or if he'll even use it in a singular episode of the Boba Fett. I was simply told that Din has an N1 starfighter class during an episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Personally, I'm very excited for this. It's freaking awesome news. I cannot wait to see Din Djarin in the Book of Boba Fett whenever he does appear, and I do expect he will appear. Take this all with a grain of salt, as it is kind of mostly speculation, but it does come from a lot of really, really good sources. So I'm gonna take it as a good chance that we will see this, and I'm hyped for it, man. The Book of Boba Fett is a pretty damn good show so far, and bringing in Din Djarin as soon as episode 4 or 5, which is either tonight or next week, like I said, I think it's gonna be lit. Heck, they said that it would probably be the latter, so I think they're predicting that we will see Din Djarin in episode 5. But I think it's possible we could see him in the flashbacks this week, and maybe at some point at the end of this episode, I think Boba Fett could even potentially leave Tatooine to go recruit people like Din Djarin, or maybe go to Navarro to find him and then recruit people like Greef Karga. We also had actually seen some deleted footage from The Mandalorian Season 2 in which Greef Karga was going to be talking with Fennec Shand and Boba Fett, but that seemed to be removed, and I did at the time predict that we would see that scene or something like it in the Book of Boba, and it does seem either was adapted for the show, removed because of potential spoilers, or who knows what. But I do think we will see something like that, and I do think it's possible Boba will be leaving Tatooine to go to Navarro by the end of the episode. So let's get back to the lair. Let's speculate a little bit more. I want to know what you guys think about all of this news. Let's get in the lair, though. Let's talk about it a little bit. Let's go. All right. So what do you guys think about Din Djarin flying the Naboo N1 class starfighter ship? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think it's dumb? Do you think it'll be funny? Do you think it's cool? Do you like the ship? Because I personally freaking love it. You know, spinning is a cool trick. So, I mean, come on now. Don't hate. Let me see what you guys are saying, though. Hey, much love, HOMC. You're definitely my guy. Reefer Man says, fair enough. Yes, of course. Fair enough as well. Star Wars 95. Hey, way to shorten it, my guy. 1995 can be... I was born in 99, so I definitely feel you, but the goddamn 1995. Star Wars 95 says, I almost bought the Lego Razor Crest. Me too. And then when it blew up, I was like, I'm definitely not buying it. Raul Mendez says, Boba didn't ditch him. The deal was done. Yeah, no, you're right. The deal was done, and that's why we didn't see him. I was just, over exaggerating it. But thank you, Raul. You're definitely right. You're definitely 100% right. My bad. I'm a little bit behind in the chat here. Reeferman Review says, I even rewatched first episode, all three really, in anticipation. I still struggle through episode 1, but I'm in love with the series now. Yeah, dude, I think this, by the end of it, man, Ming-Na Wen was predicting that fans are going to have, some sort of new look, and, they're going to really appreciate it by the end. And I definitely think that's going to be the case. I agree with her. I agree with you. It's going to be lit. Dude, trust me, bro, said, they just said on Twitter that we getting Bad Batch premiere spring 2022. Oh, really? What? Okay. What? Man, that kind of blows. That just sucked the life right out of me. That's kind of sad. HOAMC president. Man, that's sad. HOAMC president says N1 starfighter may be loner from Pelimato. That's definitely possible. I like that theory, HOAMC. That's a great theory. I love it. Let me get back into this a little bit more. Carnival Defect says, Din coming to Boba seems like a lame cameo considering Boba came to Mando. Seems too predictable. Nah, I get you. It's, but that's the thing. It seems too predictable because it's almost has to happen. We wouldn't have Boba Fett show without Din Djarin and The Mandalorian. So it just, it's poetry. It rhymes. Nubian Noonan. Wonder if he'll modify it, strip the yellow paint and make it all chrome. Dude, that would be freaking dope, RF. I would love it. I would love that, actually. Reeferman Review says, any theories on what will become of Crimson Dawn after current comic Crimson Reign? The next story is called Hidden Empire, and in conclusion to her trilogy in the comics. Oh, is the conclusion to her trilogy in the comics. Oof. Man. That's rough. Well, I'm not going to go on my rant about Maul and Crimson Dawn right now. I'll kind of skip that unless you guys are really want me to go on a rant, but I don't know about all that. But yeah, I think it's possible that Crimson Dawn kind of falls apart and becomes something else, and that's kind of why all this Pike stuff is kind of going down in Book of Boba. But I don't expect Kira to die, actually. It does seem, it was said that there was going to be a tragic end for Kira and Crimson Dawn, but I don't know if Kira's story is going to be finished in the comics. We'll see, though. My bad. I'm real behind here. Din Salabim. I'm back at the boot. Tim says, I've been saying we're getting Bad Batch season 2 May 4th. No, bro, stop it. No, stop that. We don't. No. You don't say that. You don't say that. RF Gaming says Sheev just broke live on air. We'll still get Kenobi. Kenobi. Hey, that sucks, man. HOMC says rants are healthy for the one ranting. Get it out, Sheev. It helps, man. I already ranted to Meg about it, man. Alright. Pissing me off. It grinds my gears. A lot of content creators have been saying that Maul's death in Rebels is what leads to Kira taking over Crimson Dawn, and that's not true. It's not true. Okay. Maul's disappearance, when we find him in Rebels, whatever led to his disappearance in Rebels, when we find him on Malachor, that's what led to Kira taking over Crimson Dawn. All right, YouTube content creators, you listening to me? I'm tired of hearing this. Okay? All right. So, you know who you are. Just kidding. Kira probably got rid of Maul. Straight up. I'm sorry. People are going to be like, oh, it's a girl. Kira got rid of Maul. She says in the comics that she's dealt with Sith before. We find him stranded on Malachor. She got rid of Maul. He has no ties to Crimson Dawn and Rebels. We don't even know what Crimson Dawn is in Rebels. Kira canned him. She got rid of that dude. Kira took over. She said, I am the captain now. I am the Senate. She did it. She was told, do it. And she did it. Alright, that's all. That's all I wanted to say. Matthew Cruz says, I think Pike comes for Pikes in his flashbacks and makes it more built up conflict and present day when they cross paths again. Yeah, I think that is possible. My thought is, if we don't see Fennec Shand, like if we don't get to the Fennec Shand Din Djarin kind of part of the Mandalorian, if we don't catch up, I do think that we're gonna see him taking out the Pikes or some people, maybe even the Nikto gang, out of revenge for what happened to the Tuskens in this episode. And then we'll probably get like maybe a tiny little glimpse of Din, and that'll be how the episode ends, Hey, Mike Porter is my homie. Love that guy. I hope he's here. What else are we saying though? Reefer Man says Black Sun and Sizor are now canon again. Hope they show up. Yes, I did hear about that, and I do too. That would be freaking dope if they enter this war. Oh man. Oh man. That would be nice. Din Djarin Salabim. Johnny Quest reference. Yeah. Bingo. Do it. Definitely want Black Sun and Prince Sizor. Yeah, me too, for sure. COVID. Oh, hey. dude, get better, Reefer Man reviews. Bless up, Bretta. I hope you feel good and rest up, my dude. I can't wait to see this Book of Boba Fett, but I gotta take a nap after this. I hope you take a nap, Reefer Man. Tim says, Fernie, hey, my dude, just Fernie, welcome in, my dude. He says, secret reveal, it's Evil Omega. Oh, yes, it is. It is indeed. Alright, so one other thing I did want to do with you guys tonight. After getting into that, what else did I have on my notes here? I think that was it. I do want to do Star Wars Santa's predictions with you guys again. We did it last week. It was a lot of fun. I think it's pretty fun to do. There is a link to it in the description this time. So if you guys do want to check out Star Wars Santa's predictions, put in your own. See if you can get more predictions right than Sheev. Or even, you know, it's more fun to beat Star Wars Santa and get on the Wall of Fame. So if you want to do that, check it out in the description below. Make sure if you're enjoying this that you're subscribed to the channel, that you're subscribed to Star Wars Santa's channel, and that you like the stream because, man, it helps out a lot. And I really I appreciate it. It means the world to me. So thank you guys for doing that. And I'm going to pull it up. Let's get this going. Alright, give me a sec to flip it over to. Boom! We're gonna bring it up. Here we go. Alright, hold on. Actually, I'm going to fix this real quick. But oh, now it's gone. And now it's back. Alright. Gotta love technology. Let's do episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett predictions with Star Wars Santa. Let's see what he got for questions today. Gotta make sure to put in your name. You already know, Sheev the Wise. And I think I'm gonna beat him this week. I really hope. I mean, he knows what's gonna happen in the episode, so it's gonna be really hard to beat him this week. But Boba Fett kills somebody. Oh yes, yes. Boba Fett will probably be killing somebody. Fennec kills someone. I think the war begins. Let's go yes to both. Both number 1 and 2. Boba Fett and Fennec Shan will be killing someone. I'm going to go yes to both. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Number 3. We see the fire spray gunship, aka Slave 1. No. We see Slave 1 in the show. So far, I think we've seen Slave 1 in every episode. All 3. And I think we're getting closer and closer to seeing it appear in the flashbacks and to him, you know, actually flying off. Yes, we're going to see the Slave 1 in this episode. I think 100% yes. Yes to number 1, 2, and 3. If you guys are following along, let me know what you're voting for in the chat. My girlfriend has it worse. Hey, that sucks, Reefer Man. I hope you guys feel better. That actually really, really sucks. Green Bear says, I'll beat you again, Sheev. You'll never beat me, Green Bear. Get out of here. Hawks Holocron. Yo, what up, my guy? Hope you're doing good, Hawks. He went straight to the back. Yeah. You know what's funny? I noticed again in rewatching episode 3, Boba Fett gets like straight up shock punched 20 feet by Black K, and he gets like knocked out, punched in the face. This fool was getting shocked up, beat up, didn't even get a full back to, and he just comes out in robes and has the Gamorrean go in the back to for once. I was shocked. He got his butt whipped, but he wasn't begging for the back to right away. He was a good man, but it was funny to me that he just like got messed up in episode 1 with way less damage, it seemed like, being done to him. And he seemed fine after, you know, Black K gave him a whooping, but you know, that's just me. Episode 4, or question number 4. Someone says Jabba in this episode. Yes, I do think someone says Jabba. Everyone has said Jabba in this dang show so far. They even made a joke about people saying Jabba last week. And I think this will be the Trandoshan dinner or the crime dinner meetup. So I definitely think Jabba is going to be brought up. So I'm putting yes. I almost clicked no. Number 5, dinner lunch with Tatooine's criminal underworld. Yes, I do. So all 5 of them so far, I'm going yes. yes to number 5. I do think we're getting the meeting with the Tatooine criminal underworld today. I think that's coming in just a few hours, and I can't wait for it. Daniel Fisher says, wasn't Backtame a cheat code for... You're probably right. Daniel Fisher, yeah. Reeferman says, we will see Boba Fett's gunship, though. We will be seeing Slave One indeed. Just Fernie, what up, my brother? Let's call it what it is, a BK Whopper. Oh, Daniel Fisher, that's a good one. It definitely is a BK Whopper, and I think we could see BK again giving some whopping to, the Pikes or something. That'd be pretty cool. No, not Slave One. It is now known as the Fire Spray. Way to be one of those, Reeferman. I'm just playing. RF Gaming says, Boba riding the Rancor is wasted if he isn't flanked by the Vesper crew. Yes, good. Hawks Holocron says, gotta have a I for sure. That doesn't exist anymore. No, it doesn't. Slave One is gone. I'm the captain now. Fire Spray. Number 6 is Boba gets revenge on the Nikto gang. That is a good prediction. We talked about that a little bit ago. And I think, honestly, I want to say yes to this too, but saying yes to all 6 it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. Let me know what you guys think of my choices so far in the chat, but whew. He missed it? Oh no. Oh no. Boba gets beat in a fight. Man, number 7 is Boba gets beat in a fight, and I gotta say, we've seen him get his butt whooped in like every episode, so yes. No, he doesn't actually. This is gonna be the lit episode, so number 7, I'm gonna go no. And when he does get beat up, make sure to be in the watch party to laugh at me, because Boba Fett is probably for sure getting his butt whooped again. Boba rides a Rancor, number 8. Oh, this is rough. This is a rough one. Star Wars Santa, you're making my blood boil here. I don't know what to do. Boba rides a Rancor. No, I don't think we're going to see Boba ride the Rancor yet. Yet. Keyword. But I think by episode 5 or 6, we definitely will. Oh, the question of the day. Number 9. Bosk appears. Ooh, this is really rough. We had heard, heck, almost like a year ago at this point, that Bosk was going to be in the Book of Boba Fett. He was one of the first rumored characters. We already saw Black Chrysanthemum. We already know they have a long history together, spanning all the way back to the Clone Wars. Will Bosk appear in episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett? I'm going yes. Bosk is going to appear in episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett, I think. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, and I'm going to put up a poll. Will Bosk appear in episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett? Yes or no, will Bosk be in this episode? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the poll what you think. And heck, maybe I'll change my answer based on the poll. So let me know what you guys think. Definitely don't forget to vote. Heck, if you're watching on the replay, let me know in the chat. I know the episode is just a few hours away, but heck, you got time to let me know, and maybe I'll be persuaded to change my answer. Number 10. We see a flashback scene. Oh, that's a give me. Yes, we will. The flashback does have been a crucial aspect of the Book of Boba Fett, and I think it is a crucial aspect of Star Wars going forward. It is going to be a big part of the storytelling aspect of what they do, and I think, honestly, if that Bo-Katan series that we talked about yesterday in yesterday's live stream is real, there's going to be some flashbacks in that as well. So tonight, number 10, will we see a flashback? I think yes, we will get a flashback to So I love that they've been incorporating the bacta tanks to the flashbacks, and he just goes in it every time he gets his butt whooped and gets a little bit more character development from flashbacks. Reefer Man says it will always be Slave One to me. Me as well, my man. Me as well. Dane Cook. Oh, for sure. Your friendly neighborhood Green Bear says Boba uses jetpack. Yes or no? That was a question last week, wasn't it? He did last week. Reefer Man Review says fire spray. That's Boba said it feels like when he pees since he's up with Fennec. Rasheev is now broken twice on this stream. Oh man. HOMC says everyone is still gonna call it Slave One even when we're old and gray. Yeah, man, you already know that. Heck, the first people that are gonna be on Lucasfilm's doorstep when we hear the fire spray being name dropped, it's gonna be one of those old dudes that was at the theater originally going, why did you change the name? Heck, it'll probably be Star Wars Santa. He's not up with it. He thinks it's a little ridiculous. I mean, it's not the end of the world, and we all know that, and Star Wars Santa is definitely going to preach that, because he's Santa, dang it, but he, deep down, he's going to be the one knocking down Kathy's door going, I'm the shill, and you're breaking my heart, you're going down a path I can't follow. Yes. Din Djarin cameo in this episode! Number 11, Din Djarin cameo. Will we see Din Djarin in episode 4 of the Book of Boba? Yes or no? I said it already. You guys know where I'm going. Yes, we will. I think we're going to see Din Djarin in cameos. That's what I think. In a flashback. We're going to see him in a flashback. No, he's not going to be in the pod, but we're going to see him in a Boba Fett flashback. He's going to be hanging out with Boba Fett. He's not going to be hanging out with Boba Fett. He's going to be hanging out with Fennec Shand and all of them, and it's gonna go crazy. It's probably not gonna happen this episode. It might happen next episode, but I'm going yes just on the off chance because I want that extra point, because I really love Din Djarin and would love to see him this week. Number 12, Luke Skywalker cameo. No, we will not be seeing Luke Skywalker this week. If we do get Luke Skywalker, it would probably be closer to the finale, and I think Din Djarin is a more likely candidate as he could easily show up in flashbacks or the present day, and Luke Skywalker can probably only show up in the present. I mean, I don't think we're going to see, Jabba's sail barge again. I don't think we're getting flashbacks all the way back to that, but maybe past it to Kamino and stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't think we're getting Luke Skywalker this week. And along with Luke Skywalker, number 13 is Grogu cameo. Will we see Grogu in episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett? No, I do not think we will. I love our little green friend, but I think he's coming next week. I think next week is the Grogu episode, and that one's gonna be hype. Let's go. Number 14, Cobb Vanth cameo. Oof. That's rough. Probably not. If we do see, the Din Djarin stuff has to happen kind of first with Fennec Shand, and then he has to come back to Tatooine still. So there's still a lot more if we get Cobb Vanth in the past. And while he could easily show up in the present, I honestly am starting to think Cobb Vanth would probably show up in the 6th or 7th episode of the series. So tonight, I don't think we'll see Cobb Vanth. I'm going to go no on that one. That was a funny... yes, it was. Luke was half-brother Mark. Yes, he will. RF Gaming says, Boba goes to look for Slave One, asking around, have you seen a model fire spray starfighter? Will be the only reference. Yes. Oh, RF Gaming, if that's how they do it, cheers to Dave Filoni if that's how he does it, because that's just... that's fantastic. Oh, it would trigger everybody, still have it be called the Slave One, really. And then they just refer to it as the fire spray. Yes. Oh, I would love it. I would love it. HOAMC says Bosk hopefully will make it into this season, maybe in cliffhanger scene for season 2. No, honestly, I think Bosk is probably a season 1 kind of character. I think we have a safe bet of seeing him in season 1 still. I do. You're sounding like a separatist. Maybe I am. Pretty crazy. Boba and Luke were close to crossing paths again in Mando season 2. Bruh. Still to this day, that is like the one thing I'm like, oh, I wish they did. But maybe we'll see it in Book of Boba. Reeferman Review says maybe we'll see why Boba didn't just take his armor back from Cobb. That could definitely be a possibility. Sheev the Wise, Daniel Logan tonight. That's an interesting one. Man, I love that, Jedi Mike. Thanks for bringing that up. So I have been a huge advocate for Daniel Logan, and seeing him again in Star Wars. I personally love his portrayal of the character in Attack of the Clones and in the Clone Wars. Heck, if you guys want to check out his portrayal of the character, we have part 1 and part 2 of the full canon story of Boba Fett up on the channel now. It's about 21 or 22 minutes all together. There's a preview for it, or a what's it called, a playlist for it on the channel. So click the little channel icon. You can probably still listen to us while you do that. Click on the channel icon, go to the playlist, go check out the full story of Boba Fett, and we have chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 1 is actually his origin story, and chapter 2 is him in the Clone Wars. And Jedi Mike had asked, will we see Daniel Logan? That's his kind of character development with it, and we've already seen flashbacks to his kind of portrayal of the character in this show. We actually saw a little kid that kind of was the stand-in to be a lookalike of Daniel. And will we see him tonight? I don't think so. My hope, if they bring him in at all, because if they put Daniel Logan in as a cameo character, I'll still really like it. Like, as like a side character, I think it'll be cool. Obviously, I want to see him play Boba Fett again, though. That's really what I want. And I would love to see him in a flashback. Now that we kind of have caught up to the Tusken stuff, like, I don't think we don't have to necessarily go straight into flashbacks leading up to Fennec Shand and everything. I think there could be room for flashbacks of a different period of time, whether it's his time period on Camino, some stuff back to his father, or, possibly, I think my biggest hope for this series is episode 6, that we see a flashback to the unfinished Clone Wars arc, where we get Daniel Logan portraying Boba Fett in his newly repaired armor, fighting against Cad Bane in flashbacks to the Clone Wars. That would be perfection. I would love to see that. I don't expect to see Daniel Logan tonight, but episode 6, oh, that would be amazing. Who else is ready for Mace, says Reeferman Review. Me. I'm ready. To see him in it. Reeferman says tons left to tell in flashback. Tons. Yes, there is a lot of story to flesh out with Boba still. Hey, Jedi Jen, it's good to have you here. I don't know if I've seen you in a little bit. It's good to have you here, though. Thank you for stopping in. Your friendly neighborhood Green Bear says, what if Cad Bane comes back, but he's suffering from osteoporosis? No, I mean, hopefully Boba pulls the plug on him, because then I'll win my bet with Star Wars Santa. HOAMC says Daniel Logan and duel with Cad Bane would be beyond epic. Dude, oh, please give it to me. I can feel it. Oh, yes. Palpatine ASMR. It's perfect for your ears. Do it. Do it for me, Anakin. Hi. Yes, sir. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back to the episode predictions. Number 16 here is the Dr. Aphra cameo. Will we see Dr. Aphra in this episode? That is an excellent question. As we know, Black K was brought into the show. We already saw him in episodes 2 and 3. And the way that we left off with this character, I think there's a real good chance we're going to see Black K again in the show. But I don't know if it'll be this week. I mean, Book of Boba Fett has done a pretty good job of giving you some instant gratification within like a week. In terms of, bringing back Black K to fight him within a week. They've been paying off stuff pretty quick. So, I mean, it's possible we could see Black K coming back and having Dr. Aphra alongside him this week. But I think that is a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to go no. If we do see that, I think that's something we see towards the end of the series, or at least the end of the season. Kira cameo, says number 16. Kira, if she's in this show, I think is going to be the big bad, and someone that we get probably later on. There is a strong chance, if she is the big bad, that we do find out this episode, as the Pikes were heavily teased within the last 2 episodes, and it does seem it could be pointing in that direction. But I'm going to take probably a safer bet here and go number 16, Kira cameo. Probably not. I'm going to vote no. I don't think we'll get her this week. And alongside with that, number 17 is a Cad Bane cameo this week. Yes or no? I'm going to go on the side of no as well with this one. I don't think it'll happen yet, but I cannot wait to see Cad Bane. He is my most anticipated character for the show. And I do have a long-standing bet with Star Wars Santa, where if Boba Fett kills Cad Bane, Santa's got to chill out in the lair for a week and have the lair as his background when he streams. While if I lose and, somehow Cad Bane doesn't die, or, he at any point, or if someone else kills him other than Boba Fett, I lose. And for a whole week, I gotta go in Santa's winter cabin. Doesn't sound very fun to me. I mean, it's been kind of cold over here in Tython lately, but I gotta say, I like my warmth in the lair. Number 18 is a Han Solo cameo. Will we see Han Solo this episode? Han Solo is something that it would be safe for the end of the show, man. I don't think we're seeing Han Solo this week. As much as that would be freaking dope if we saw Han this week, I don't think it's happening. I think that's a long shot. I'm gonna go no. Number 19 is Crimson Dawn is mentioned. Man, is that not the question of the day? So, back to a question I believe Reefer Man had earlier. We don't really know what happens with Crimson Dawn. We don't know if Crimson Dawn is still around. It did seem the blue Pike in the flashback did kind of have a Crimson Dawn looking kind of logo, maybe that's a reach. He did kind of have something like that on his sweater or chest or whatever the heck you want to call that thing. But I don't know if we'll get a Crimson Dawn reference in this episode. I think it's possible for sure. If Crimson Dawn is around, it definitely probably will come up this episode with everything that's been going on. But I don't know if Crimson Dawn's a thing. It could have morphed into something else. It could be mentioned, man. It could be mentioned. I'll put a yes. I'm probably going to lose a point on that, and I'm going to hate myself watching back, but that's what I think. Alright, so I said this with Star Wars Meg. This is going to be my fill-in-the-blank answer here. I'm going with Bosk. I know I said Din Djarin, and that's kind of already a question. So this is why I'm saying Bosk. I think Bosk is going to be in the episode, but beyond that, there's a big thing that we actually have to fill in with Bosk if we do see him in this. During the War with the Bounty Hunters, Bosk actually had his legs blown off. They were blown off. Boba Fett blew off his legs. I had been wondering for quite some time if they were going to be friends or enemies in this show if Bosk did show up. And now it's been brought to my attention that Boba blew his legs off, so no, they're not going to be friends. If Bosk is in this, we're going to see him with robotic legs. So my answer for the fill in the blank is Bosk will be in the episode with robotic legs. that is a big jump from me. I'm kind of predicting two things in one with this. And I think I'm taking a reach, but I'm definitely not maximizing points here, but I'm submitting it, putting it through. That's it for my week 4, chapter 4 of the Book of Boba Fett predictions. Make sure to do your own predictions. Try to beat me in the comments below. Go check out Star Wars Santa's stream tomorrow, where you can find out the results of it. Star Wars Santa's the homie, though. Big ups to him. Much love, my brother. Alright, let's get back into the chat. Let's get back in the lair. I don't think I did get in the lair yet. Let's get back in the lair. Let's talk about this a little bit. Do any last kind of thoughts. And then you already know I'm going to see you guys later for the Book of Boba Fett episode 4 watch party. So let's get in the lair. Let's do it. Alright, so any last thoughts? Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to get into the chat. Let's have a good little time and get some hype before the Book of Boba Fett later. I'm going to have to take a little nap after this, but I'm too excited. I'm too excited now. HOMC says, blow off legs are part of the business. No hard feelings. It's only business. It's not personal. You ain't wrong, HOMC, and you mess with the bull, you get the Boba horns. Hey, Quentin Lee, it's good to have you here, my dude. A big shout out to the East Coasters. Thank you guys for checking in tonight. Aussie Spider-Man says, I hope they don't stay on Tatooine for the entire series. Aussie Spider-Man, first of all, that's a dope name, and Spider-Man in Australia would be freaking cool. Yeah, man, I don't want that either. I would really, really enjoy it if they do leave Tatooine. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I think it could happen this episode. I actually am kind of predicting by the end of this episode, Boba Fett might actually take the Slave One and leave Tatooine. And he might go try to recruit some people like maybe Grief Karga, or maybe he'll just fly off to Navarro to try and go meet up with Mando and talk to Grief Karga a little bit. I think that could be kind of what's set up within the next 2 episodes. But I think this war is coming. Episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett is going to be freaking crazy. Screw War of the Bounty Hunters, man. We're getting War of the Crime Lords. I'm here for it. It's lit. Better late than never. Hey, Smalls, it's good to have you here, brother. Dimes to the to a dollar podcast says she greater than Josh. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Who said that? Don't be mean. Nah, Josh is the homie. Hey, yeah, blown off legs though, definitely part of the business. It's all part of the business. Hey, definitely go check out Quentin's podcast though. If you guys want to know a little bit more about Sheev, go click on the Quentin Time podcast that Tim just put into the chat. You can find actually a episode with me and Quentin kind of talking about Sheev and talking about Star Wars. So if you guys want to see that, it's a little bit more of a chillax kind of thing. Get to know Sheev a little bit more and hang out with Quentin a little bit. Quentin's the homie. Much love to the Simpire. Yes, your Simper must accept. Dimes to the Dollar podcast says, I love Josh, but Sheev is the homie. Much love. Hey, you're my homie too. You already know what's good, and I know it's all love. Josh is the homie too. Everybody the homie. I love you, Dimes to the Dollar podcast. Much love to you, my brother. Reefer Man says, we will get a disintegration in this episode. No disintegrations, Reefer Man. No disintegrations. Yeah, dude, I would love to have a disintegration in this show. If we do see Din Djarin, heck, there's his disintegrator, you know what I'm saying? RF Gaming says, Chief, scroll up to my Luke theory. What you think? Ooh, I'm excited. I'm scrolling. Sire Speed, real quick. Hopefully I'm saying this correctly. Sire Speed Review says the awkward reviews. The awkward reviewer says Dawn's still operating. Oh, interesting. I didn't know if they would be at this time, but I can look into that now that you say it. Thank you for letting me know, though. Chloe Bennett, that'd be dope. Where was it, RF? I'm trying to look. For Slave One. Hey, RF, if you want to put it into the chat again, I'll check it out. I'm trying to look for him right now, but I cannot currently see it. Luke theory. Maybe I'm tripping out. Okay, here it is. So RF Gaming Channel says, I just figured out Luke's appearance. Episode 7, epilogue or post-credit scene. Luke with Grogu shows up. Let Boba, the local crime boss, know that he's there to find a Jedi he fell through the Force. Mace hints. Huh. Luke with Grogu shows up. Let Boba know. Huh. That's really interesting, RF. So you're saying that Mace could be tied in. Huh. That's a big thing there. I like that, RF. I kind of like where your head's at. I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to play out, but I definitely like where your head's at with it. I think Mace Windu, if he doesn't show up at the end of this, which who knows if he will, who knows if he's even alive, but you know that Mace lives. Hashtag Mace lives. But if he's alive, he could either be teased out at the end of this season and be the big thing going on next season, or he probably could be in the finale of this one. But who knows? That is definitely hopeful thinking there. That's all wishful. There's no validity really behind it. Hashtag Mace lives. That's all I'm gonna say. Small says, "Hey Tim, go take a nap, bro. 5 a.m. isn't it?" Yeah, probably. Dimes to $1 podcast says, hashtag Mace lives with the homies. Hey, you already know. Dimes to $1 podcast says, thoughts on the Solo movie. Where would you rank it? What tier? S, A, B, C, D, F. Man, I have an interesting relationship with the Solo series. Real quick, we're gonna probably get out of here pretty soon, so much love to y'all and big thank you to everybody. But I do want to take my time answering this question here because it is kind of interesting. Solo, for me, I have a very interesting relationship with Solo, mainly because I was not a big fan of The Last Jedi, and it sucks to say that, and thinking back, that's just how it is now. And really, that's on Lucasfilm, and I'm not trying to bag on Lucasfilm at all while I'm saying all this, but for me, I did not go see Solo in the theater, and I feel like that experience was kind of taken from me but it was my choice. It was my choice to not see it after The Last Jedi. I didn't feel like supporting them at the time, and I didn't want to go see Solo in the theaters when I didn't even want Solo. I wanted things like Kenobi in the book and Boba Fett, which now we're getting. But overall, though, I finally saw Solo. I've only seen it twice, if I'm being honest, and I need to see it again. I will say I really, really do enjoy the movie. I think it is pretty dang good for, being kind of cut up, having different directors, going through what it did. I think Solo is a pretty dang good movie. On my list of Star Wars movie, it's probably in the middle lower kind of tier, just because I think there's other things that are greater than it. It's nothing against Solo, it just is in a very good company with other Star Wars movies. In terms of SA, the different tiers that you had listed there, let me get to it real quick. S, A, B, C, D, F. It's definitely not a D, C, or F, or it's not a C, D, or F. I'll tell you that. I think it is definitely above subpar. For me, it's probably a B, B plus. I think it is right up there with Rogue One, if I'm being honest. Rogue One, I don't give enough credit to either. But both of them are kind of like the Star Wars stories' stepchild, in my opinion. I really like both of their movies. I think they add a cool story to Star Wars. They're not stories we needed, but they are fun stories that do add extra lore and elements to it. I do think the way that he gets his name is lame. It is pretty lame in my opinion, but whatever, it is what it is, and it makes sense as to how he gets his name, so whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I really like the movie overall, though. I would give it a B plus. out of my tears. So that's what I think. What do you guys think of Solo, though? Let me know in the chat. I do kind of wish that I had seen it in theaters now. Goku, my guy, welcome in. I hope you're going Super Saiyan tonight, because the Book of Boba Fett episode 4 is going to be hyped. You're hyped. You know what I'm saying? Charge up. Super Saiyan time. I loved Lando and Solo. Dude, okay, I love Donald Glover as it is. Childish Gambino is a fantastic artist, and Donald Glover is a great actor. So, dude, I was all over it. Cyrus Speed reviews the awkward reviewer, says, Kenobi is worthy for a movie, more so than Solo, but I did enjoy Solo, though. My bad to the microphone. No, you're 100% right, but honestly, I freaking loved that they adapted the Kenobi movie that we all wanted into a show, because we're going to get probably double the footage, or at least, you know, around the same amount. We're getting 6 episodes of the Kenobi show, and I am praying to God that praying to the Force here, man, that they make it an hour-long episode each one's, because that would be 6 hours of Kenobi, man. How freaking amazing would that be? And even if it's, you know, closer to 3 to 5 or whatever, 6 hours of freaking Kenobi is enough to last me a lifetime. So that would be way better than a movie, in my opinion, and I'm hoping they do make it at least, you know, 50-minute episodes, man. Make Kenobi a banger. You have to do it. Yes, of course. Reefer Man says, I was just typing when you said Danny Trejo tonight, or we riot, says Steve Starenka. No, we definitely probably will see Danny Trejo. I'm really hoping the Rancor eats somebody during the meeting. Do it. Dimes to $1 podcast says, Solo is an A-tier movie for me. So rewatchable. I need to rewatch it, man. It is a lot of fun. I actually really do like Alden and his portrayal. I thought he did a great job trying to element the characteristics of Han Solo. I thought he's great, man. And to me, Harrison Ford, obviously the one true, you know, he's a legend. But man, Alden killed it. I hope we get some sort of crossbreed between Alden and Harrison in the Book of Boba Fett if Han Solo does appear. Real quick, I do want to tell you guys, in the poll, it's 50-50 right now with 36 votes between yes and no. Half of you guys think that Bosk will be in the episode, the other half do not, and this does not help me with the freaking poll at all. Oh, help me out in the chat, in the poll. Will Bosk be in the episode? Go vote so that it doesn't stay at 50-50. We need something so that I don't go into cardiac arrest and have a heart attack. No! Oh, God. 53% say no. Oh, God. Oh, man. Good stuff. I can't wait, man. This episode is going to be lit tonight. I will see you guys there. Once again, I do want to just do a little shameless plug. We did release, if you made it this far, first of all, big shout out to you. Thank you guys for sticking in. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're enjoying this content. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of more Star Wars content just like this for all of 2022, because this is a huge year for Star Wars. We're getting more Star Wars content this year than we have ever gotten before. So let's get pretty hyped. This is going to be a big year. Make sure you are subscribed. I do want to say, since we are going through the Book of Boba Fett and this show is pretty freaking hyped, we did start a Boba Fett canon story on the channel. We're doing a full canon story, going through the full canon story of Boba Fett. So if you want to see parts 1 and 2, we just uploaded part 2 onto the channel. So if you guys want to catch up and refresh on the character of Boba Fett, see what he went through in the Clone Wars, see his origins and how he kind of came to be, go check out the channel. Make sure to subscribe, and then check out the full canon story of Boba Fett. There's a playlist. There's 2 videos with very similar thumbnails now. Go check it out. They're freaking fantastic videos, in my opinion. Some of the best work that I've done. So go check it out. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys for being here. Much love again. Any last thoughts before we get out? And then we're going to dip. And then I'll see you guys tonight. We're going to be starting around 11:30, 11:40, maybe 11:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the watch party for episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be hyped. Yes, sir. Hey. Love the Boba video. Hey, much love, Reefer Man. That means a lot. Thank you, my brother. BK tonight. Well, I'm not going to BK, but Black Chrysanthemum would be dope. Hey, Mike Porter, my man. I love you, Mike Porter. Welcome in. We're about to get out of here, but you know I love you, my dude. Hey, real quick, Tim did just pin the video. So as we are winding down in this live stream, I did just pin it to the chat. We're going to end the poll. 52% of you guys do not think that Bosk will be in the Book of Boba Fett episode 4 tonight. That sucks, but it barely edges out. There is still, 48 or 49% of you guys that did think so. 47% was the final tally, apparently. And I'm going to have it my way. You know that, Daniel Fisher. I am the Senate, so I'm going to do it. I say that Bosk will be in the episode tonight, but make sure to come by for the watch party later to tell me I'm wrong when it doesn't happen. I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and may the Force be with you guys always. Peace out.